Hi everybody! Overwhelmed by all the good comments. This is actually not the only cover design that we... Hi everybody! This is Priyam and welcome to my very first YouTube video. This video is going to be a flip through of the planner that we've launched this year. This is called Unrushed by Booksunderstars. I'm very excited to do a flip through today. This is my very first line of products that I've ever designed, and I'm super excited and honestly overwhelmed by all the good comments that I've been getting on the design of this. And today we're gonna go do a detailed flip through of this so that you're able to see what are the different spreads we have here, so that you can make an informed decision when it comes to purchasing this planner. So a little bit of background, I actually have been in the whole planner spirits for about 4 or 5 years now, but a couple of years into it, I purchased a very expensive planner. It didn't work out for me. So when I realized it was not working out for me after having spent a bomb, I realized that, you know what, I can't afford to buy another, so I had to kind of devise my own. So that's when I turned into bullet journaling. So that was 2 years ago. I turned into bullet journaling and realized, you know, all those spreads, making rules, making all the designs and everything, it was really not my cup of tea. So what I did the next year was I designed my very own planner, which was much simpler than this one. I'm going to show you in a bit. Hang on. Okay, it's right here. It's super basic, but this was the very first planner that I designed. A lot of the spreads that I have in this year's are over here as well. As you can see, I've thoroughly used this one. Since I've used a lot of the spreads that you're going to find over here, were over there as well in my last year's planner. So this year I have made a lot of modifications, a lot of additions, a lot of upgrades. Since I used that planner for an entire year, I could understand what are the things that I need, what are the things that I don't need, because a lot of these spreads are designed by me, they're ideated by me, something that you're not going to see anywhere else. Once again, this is Unrushed by Booksunderstars. You can check us out on Instagram. We are a trademark licensed company, and this is our first line of products. And yeah, I'm super excited for the flip through. And if you watch the entirety of the video, I'm gonna leave some Easter eggs so that you can grab a planner completely for free. So yeah, please watch it till the end. Thank you. So as you can see, it's a pink planner. This is actually not the only cover design that we've got. We've got 3 more options. These two, so as you can see, this is one and there's another one over here. Anyway, so this lavender one is exactly like the pink one, but it's in lavender. As you can see, this one's further nude. So if anyone is not in the whole dark, you know, theme era of their lives, they can opt that one. So that's pretty much about the covers. One other thing that I want to talk about is the name, Unrushed. So I am a firm believer of the fact that whenever there is productivity, there should be self-compassion and there should be steadiness, there should be slowness. Or I do not subscribe to this whole hustle culture of productivity, doing all of it at the same time without taking a moment for yourself. This is why I've named the planner Unrushed, because I believe in the concept of living a slow and satisfactory life, full of, you know, leisure and self-care and all of that. Anyway, so before I dive in, a couple of technical details about the planner. This is an A5 planner. It's hardbound. The first page is glossy. The rest of the pages are 100 GSM. It's super colorful, and it's got 2 silk bookmarks. One's going to be pink, as you can see, and the other's going to be dark purple. It has a total of 321 to 322 pages. This is what it looks from over here. This is the front side, this is the side view, this is the back view. The final print, actually this is the one that I have with me. The final print is also going to have my logo on it, because as you can tell, this is a trademarked product. And thank you so much everybody who's been giving me such kind comments on this planner. I am so overwhelmed to listen to hear all of them. Anyway, okay, before I dive into the flip through, I have to talk about this cover design. Guys, I'm someone who's obsessed with pink. A lot of things I own is pink. You know, everything from my handbag to my purse to my this and to my that. I'm wearing pink all the time. That's how obsessed I am. So when the Barbie movie came out this year, obviously I was into the whole pink Barbie theme. And when I launched this planner this year, I thought, and this thought came to me like towards the end. So I just knew that I had to do a pink cover option. So this is, honestly, this was not my first cover of choice, to give you honestly a little information. My first cover of choice was this one. Then it came to this one. But when I saw this print in real life, I just knew this is my color. Anyway, I think that was a lot of information that you didn't ask for. We're gonna dive right in now. Right. So when you open the planner, the first spread you see is going to be lavender page with white dots. I hope my camera is able to capture the design. Then you have a very simple name page. After that page comes this page where I honestly when I was writing, it seemed like a few words, but I can't say these are few words from me anymore. These are quite a few words from me. So basically this talks about, my whole concept about unrushed, slow productivity system where you should leave some room for growth and reflection and self-care. So this is basically, it talks about setting smart goals a lot, talks about incremental slow changes into your lives. So when you're done with this page, you will see that the first page of this planner, the first spread of this planner starts with gratitude. So if you knew me, you knew this was coming. I am a huge believer of gratitude journal. So the spread, this whole planner starts with gratitude. The first question is, what are the 10 things I'm most grateful for in the last year? Second, who are the 3 people I'm most grateful for and why? Third, what are the 3 reasons I'm proud of myself? Before I go further, I want to talk about one concept. Here at Books Under Stars, we are huge advocates of blowing your own trumpet. I don't know why there is so much negativity around blowing your own trumpet, why that phrase is always taken negatively, but I think it's so important to always give yourself compliments and talk about the achievements that you've had. I think in a world where we are being so loud about our insecurities, we have so many we have so many criticisms to give ourselves. I think it's important to take a moment and always pat yourself on the back. So at Books Under Stars, we are huge advocates of blowing your own trumpet. So here goes. What are the 3 reasons I'm proud of myself? And please go all out on this one. I want y'all to be proud of who you are. Next question is, how do I feel about ending the year and starting another? This is, as you can see, this is more like a journal spread. You feel free to write it any way you like. This is basically just to jot down your thoughts about this spread, about this year, say goodbye in your own way, and start the other one with open arms. Next spread that we have here is called the Wheel of Life. It's the level 10 analysis of your life in like 10 spheres. First is career, family, finance, mental well-being, personal growth, physical well-being, fun and recreation, and relationships. Here, relationships could be your relationship with your family, your friends, your romantic partners, yourself even, So feel free to define and derive your own definitions and understandings around this planner. Okay. Here, the next question is, am I satisfied with my current wheel of life? How should it look like at the end of the year? So do take a few moments to think about if you are happy with your current level 10 analysis, and think about where you want to be in terms of all these phases. Next is the spread which is about vision board. So feel free to use it in a way that you like. You can use your own photos, you can print out photos, you can have magazine cutouts, or you know what, you can even write words. Just whatever goals you might have about yourself, whatever you want yourself become, you can write it down here. If you want to be beautiful, write it down. If you want to be, can I rephrase that? If you want to be more beautiful, write more beautiful here. This is your vision board. Don't hesitate to make it your own. Pictures, magazine cutouts, phrases, words, anything that you want, you can stick onto this one. or even stickers. All right, next page is goal setting. So my goals should be specific, clear, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound to provide clarity. Set goals that I know I want to achieve. So this is the yearly goal setting page. There are a couple of headings here. I'm going to read them out for you. The first is the career, financial, health, personal, and relationship. And there's one that I've left blank, so depending on who you are, you might want to label it any way you want. Maybe you are a belly dancer and you want to make certain moves right. I don't know. Just make it your own. If there's no label that you want to add here, then you can simply write others here and put your goals that do not fit into any of these categories. Now, the next question is immediate action plan for achieving these goals. So I know that these are goals that you've set for the entire year, but what are you going to do right now to be closer to them, to set the direction right? This is 24 things of 2024. So here you can write down your bucket list, 24 random items. Next, okay, I think this is my most favorite spread in the entire planner. Here we talk about self-care bingo, and this is the reason I've kept this bingo game empty, because I believe self-care means different things to different people. So I'm going to read out what it says here. Self-care means different things to different people. For some it may be a warm cup of coffee, while for others it may be a full day at the spa. So fill this bingo with what self-care means for you. Set it as a bucket list in the beginning of the year and see how many you can get. So yeah, a little notes section. There are a couple of hints here for you as well, some ideas for the bingo. So you can write down, before you want to maybe jot down here, you might want to jot down here and see if you really want to put it on the game as well. Moving on, next one is called the me, myself, and I page. The me here is this is a spread about yourself. So what are the best things about myself? Myself, what makes me beautiful? And I, what are some of the objectives I would use to describe myself if I were my friend? So like I said, at Books Under Stars, we are huge advocates of ourselves. We believe in blowing our own trumpet and saying all the good things and all your achievements out loud. So please be good to yourself here. Use adjectives that you really think would say to a friend. Nothing, please don't go around criticizing yourself. Please do not dumb yourself down just because. What I think is, as people, we are the biggest criticizers of ourselves. I think we are most negative towards ourselves. I think the things that we tell ourselves are things that we would never mention to our friends. So I want you to write, what are some of the adjectives I would use to describe myself if I were my friend? Okay, if I were my friend is important. So please be kind to yourself here. Next, what are some of the random things that make me happy? Take your time to fill this list. It'll come handy when you are feeling down. Of course, you're going to feel down sometime in the year because we're humans. We have high tides and low tides. That's how we are. But use this spread to write about all the random things that make you happy. Like, for example, for me right now is this lychee tea that I got from Vietnam. For me, it's slow mornings. Bright, beautiful, slow mornings when the sun is shining, random things like that make me happy. So I'm sure you have things like that too. So this is where you put them down, so that whenever you're having a down day, you can come back here and probably have that warm cup of hot chocolate and feel better. Moving on. Next, we have the book log. Again, you will see that I have not given any space for rating and stuff, and this is very limited. So I've created this spread keeping in mind that I honestly just set a goal for myself to read about 15 to 20 books a year. So if you're someone like me, you're going to find this very useful. If you're someone who reads about 100 books a year, you're going to find a lot of free spreads in the rest of the planner as well, which you can use as book logs. Movie log. So this you can use as a video logs. Note down what are the series you're watching, what are the movies you watch, what you felt about it. And in the book log, please, as you can see, I have not added rates or stars to it. You can note down anything here about how your book made you feel. If there was a good quote that you read in the book, write them down here. It doesn't necessarily have to be books, the name of the books and rating. I think that doesn't do much help. So yeah, if you want to remember something that you read or felt via a book, this is your spread. Oh, just a disclaimer, if you want to write the name of the book and the rating you give give to that book, please be my guest and do that. This is your planner, make it your own. Just do things in your own way. Next is the year at a glance. So as you can see, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. This is blank for the numbers. July, August, September, October, November, December. So obviously there are 12 months of the year. After 10 days you're going to see a blank. After 30 there's a blank. February has 29 days. Alright. August has 31. September, October, November and December. Correct? There. So those were actually the yearly spreads that we have here. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Next we move on to the quarterly goals. So every quarter here you're going to see a space for quarterly goals. In the first, it's called quarterly goals. So again, the labels here are exactly the same as you saw in the yearly goal setting page, but here there's one extra spread that you see here, and that is the monthly trackers. This is a very unique spread that I have created myself. I've honestly not seen it anywhere else, and I found it very useful last year. I'll tell you what. So there are some things that we do on a monthly basis, like for example, paying the rent, paying maintenance, paying a cook, and if you work in IT like me, you have to probably submit a timesheet every month, which is something that I can never remember. So using this tracker, it makes me very easy. It makes it very easy for me to keep track of all the things that I need to do on a monthly basis. Again, it's quarterly because, maybe for the first quarter, because it might keep changing, that's why. I have not written the name of the month here. You can just write J for Jan, F for Feb, M for March. That's how I use it. Please feel free to use it any way you want. It's your planner. So that's it. Next you have a blank note page, and then you have the first artwork of the first month. The next spread that you're going to see is honestly my favorite. This is the first spread that I kind of fell in love with while I was during the design process. And yeah, brace yourselves. Here you go. How gorgeous is this monthly spread? I'm totally in love with it. So as you can see, this is in lavender. You have quote of the month, important dates, another block for you to maybe write, and these are so pretty, so pretty. Moving on, you have birthdays, events. Pretty straightforward. You can write about your social calendar, your deadlines, your milestones, anything that you want over here. Self-care checklist. This used to be a self-care goals list last year. If you're on my Instagram, you might have noticed. I had to change it to self-care checklist because I think sometimes I used to put like one face mask. But that a face mask is not necessarily a goal, but rather a checklist. So I thought that naming that way, it would make more sense. So this year it's self-care checklist. Next you have the monthly goals page. It's a very limited space. I really like this quote. It says, "You are never given a dream without also being given the power to make it true." And this is one of my favorite quotes. You can see next it says monthly goals. My goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound to provide clarity. What specific actionable steps can I undertake regularly in order to achieve them? So you can write your 5, 6 or however many goals you have on the monthly basis, and you can write about the things you're going to do on a daily basis to be closer to those goals. Next is something that is, again, something very dear to me. This is about your routine, your daily routine. It says, what are my ideal morning and evening routines for this month? And the reason I put it on the monthly panel is, reason for that is that I think to find an ideal routine, it needs a lot of time for you to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And it says right here, a good routine takes time and experimentation. So start slow and only add habits you really align with. So start slow, start with something that you already do, and then try and experiment. What are different things that work for you? Don't try to set one routine for yourself for the entire year, and then I think we are living, no, I don't think, I know we are living, breathing, wandering beings, and what we want, what we like are constantly changing. So I think our Our routines of are a reflection of what we do on a daily basis, how we spend our days, how we spend our weeks, and in turn months, and then an entire year, isn't it? So that's why I've paid attention to routines over here. Next is the habit trackers. It is right after monthly goals so that you can track, set whatever you're tracking on the basis of the goals you set. For example, if you are planning to read one book a month, that means you will probably have to read like five pages a day or 2 pages a day, however you want to put it. If you're planning to do yoga, journal 20 days a month or 15 days a month, maybe you could track that as well, because a habit tracker keeps you accountable. So yeah, there's that. Next, we have the sleep tracker, and there's a quote here: the best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep. So I actually designed this spread at a time when I was really struggling with my sleep, and you know how it is. If you don't sleep right, then the next day automatically doesn't go as productive, as happy. I mean, that's especially true for me. And then I also read this book called Why We Sleep. I mean, I attempted to read it. Every time I would try to read, I would go to sleep. But I think you should give it a shot, because it's an incredible book. It taught me the importance of sleep, how that is such an elixir almost, how that's a magic potion that keeps you alive. So I have written 1, 8, 15, 22, 29, 30 and 31 over here, and this is 1 week. The vertical lines will depict 1 week, the horizontal lines will depict 5 hours. I've not written anything on the vertical bar because I didn't want to set it for you. Maybe you want to track your hours, maybe you want to track your time. If you want to track your time, you can write down 7 p.m. or whatever p.m. you want, or whatever time you sleep in. So yeah, that's the sleep tracker. Next is a question that you're going to find almost every spread. Identify what genuinely helps me sleep better at night. So I want you to identify what are the things that help you sleep at night. Like for me, I try at 12:45 every night, my Wi-Fi and mobile data gets automatically disconnected in my iPhone. I try not to binge reels every night. After that, I know 12:45 is probably very, very late. It's a work in progress, guys. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, I would come down to 11:45. Wish me luck. Next is a weekly tracker. This is similar to monthly tracker. So I know that you're familiar with the concept of trackers, but as in you're very familiar with the concept of trackers, mostly in terms of daily. But again, weekly trackers are for tasks that happen on a weekly basis. Like for example, laundry or buying groceries, or I don't know. For me, I also have to submit a timesheet every week, so it's annoying and I forget it. So here, tracking your finances, those kind of things. Alright, moving on. Again, this is a very unique spread that I have not seen anywhere else. Yeah, this is one of the most useful spreads for me, to be very honest. Next is one of another favorite spread of mine. Again, this is something that I created. I don't know, a lot of these, I have not seen it anywhere. I'm not saying that this is the only place you're going to see it. But yeah, I've not seen this anywhere else. Win of the week. I told you in the beginning that at Books Under Stars, we are huge advocates of blowing your own trumpet. I think it's very important for us to identify what we've done right in order for us to be motivated by our success and hard work. So what I do is, after every week, I write down what is one thing that I did right that week, or what one thing that happened that I achieved that week. What was my win that week? That kind of provides me with that, pat on the shoulder for the next week. And yeah, I think that's very important. I think one of the biggest motivators is actually our own success. So please blow your own trumpet, identify your small wins and write them down here. Next is a list of lists. This is a place where you just brain dump. Whether it's a small notion or a grand concept, it is the perfect place for all my ideas, a space to simply brain dump. It could be your wish list, your shopping list, your list of distractions, whatever it is. This is a place for you. This is a place for your brain dump. So the Easter egg that I was talking to you about in the beginning of this video is, please leave a pink flamingo emoticon in the comments. And if this video reaches more than 1,000 views, we're gonna do a giveaway. So this next spread that you see in front of you is again one of my favorites. This is a new addition to this planner. It wasn't in the one that I had designed for myself last year, but this is a spread that I really felt the need of last year. So I have designed this spread especially for people like me who have a lot of hobbies and interests, who want to do a lot of things, but because we sign up for a lot of things, or maybe because of our limited attention span, we just do not end up completing all of them. So this is where this is something to keep us in check so that we complete everything that we want to do in a month. I'll explain this to you. So this is a project planner for your side projects, for your side quests, for your hobbies, for planning something, for anything basically that you want to do. The first thing that you're going to see over here is a master list. This is where you put down everything that's in your head, you brain dump over here, put every detail that you want to put over here. Next goes vision. Vision is your why. So why do you want to do it? Okay, here I wrote everything about all the bullet points about, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to post more reels on Instagram, I want to do this, I want to journal, I want to do this. So why? For example, I wrote that I want to knit. Why do you want to knit? Because maybe I want to make a sweater for my nephew, or a sweater for my, I don't know, for my fiance. And in case my fiance is watching this, this is just an example. Please don't be disappointed later. So anyway, okay. So imagine your vision is to make a sweater, knit a sweater for your special someone. Then you write your milestones. What are you going to be? What are your milestones to achieve this project? For example, it could be something like, okay, I figured out which color or which type of knit wool to buy. Second could be, oh, you purchased the wool. Third, you figured out the design that you want to make. You want to knit. You want to crochet. I think that's the word, right? Fourth could be, okay, like dimensions of the person that you want. I don't know. I mean, I don't knit myself, so I'm just assuming and guessing all of these things, okay? Last one could be, I gave it to the special someone, okay? So this could be your milestone. This is again just an example. You can use it as a study planner as well. Maybe you need to so maybe you have your revision dates over here. Or next is the project progress tracker. So this is a spread to kind of keep you in check. First spread over here is a Kanban board. I don't know if you can see it. It says a Kanban board, but there are like 3 circles here. This means started, in progress, and the last one means done. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 items over here that you can track in the Kanban board. Okay, and this is a spread to kind of keep coming back to. This is not a spread that is meant to be completed in a day. It is meant to be completed in it is meant to come back to and keep yourself in check. As you see, check-in number 1: am I on track to meet the project's milestones and deadlines? Check-in number 2: if there were any fallouts, how would the current shortcomings affect the vision of my future self? Now, for example, let's assume you're in the 2nd week of the month, and now until now you haven't done any research, you haven't bought your wools, you haven't bought your I believe these are called needles, okay? Obviously the time frame that you have now to achieve that goal of knitting the sweater has become shorter. So do you think, how will the current shortcomings affect the vision of my future self? Do you think you need to change the goal from knitting a sweater to knitting a scarf maybe? So yeah, this is where you write that. Third, what part of my current action plan is working in my favor? So yeah, you figure out what you're doing right and pat yourself on the back for it and try to continue that and maybe leverage that a little bit more. Find out your strengths, leverage them. This is the last one. Am I happy with the project I've made so far? What are the possible next steps? So is it really the end of this hobby, or am I going to knit something else? Am I going to crochet myself a top or like a table mat? So yeah, how does that project continue in the future? And yeah, your closing notes basically. Yeah, right after this you have the weekly spreads. Of course, it's not dated, so you're going to have 5 weeks of it. It's all of them are in lavender, which I told you is the actual. Yeah. Then you have your monthly wrap up spreads. You have 6 questions here. I had 5 last year, but I had space for 3 this year. 1 more this year. First question is, what am I most grateful about this month? Second is, what were my 3 wins this month? What were my 3 losses this month? Because it's important to be accountable. Am I satisfied with my habits this year? Do you think you did well? Did you slack off a bit? Are you satisfied? Next, did I make enough time for self-care? What will I do differently next month? So, like I said, being accountable is important. There is always room for improvement, right? So what will you do? What will I do differently next month? Rate your month. This is again another unique spread that I came up with. You might again see it in some place, but I ideated this one. So mental health, physical health, productivity, family and relationships. Last time it was, I think, self-care, but yeah. Next, and the last question for a monthly spread is, what did my daily routines look like for this month? What was the best thing about them? So again, like I said, I think figuring out your routines are very important, because how you spend your day is how you end up spending your entire year. So, and that's it. You have one more note spread, and then you have the next month. So this is basically how almost all these months are. You're going to see that almost all these spreads are same. The colors of it, however, would change. The codes here and there would change. This is basically the entire planner. As you can see, you're going to get 2 bookmarks. One is going to be pink and the other is going to be dark lavender or purple. Other than this, you're going to have quarterly realignment every quarter, as you can see this one. So it says quarterly realignment instead of quarterly goals, because like I said, we are all living, breathing, changing organisms, right? So whatever goal we have set at the beginning of the year might not align with us 2-3 quarters down the line. So please feel free to align your goals to who you identify, to what you want at that time. For example, if I wrote that I need to be powerlifting at the beginning of the year, and I realized by the end of the first quarter that it's really not my thing to powerlift, and I realized that it's maybe more my thing to maybe run a marathon. So instead of always loathing ourselves for not going to the gym, not powerlifting, not lifting enough weight, what we can do is maybe figure out that, okay, that's not working for me. Maybe I need to realign my goal and set that I need to complete a marathon or 2 marathons this year. So it's much better to change your goals and achieve something different, rather than just sitting at your own pool of self-loathing and not achieve the goals that you've set for yourself at the beginning of the year. So it's much better to change and realign than to sit and do nothing. You're going to find a quarterly alignment every month. Last few pages are the year-end spreads. So here you're going to find the Wheel of Life. Again, the same thing, but at the end of the year. How does my wheel look in comparison to the one in the beginning of the year? Am I satisfied with it? Okay, that's the question for the end of the year reflection. Gratitude is almost the same. What are my biggest milestones and highlights this year? Was this year as I expected it to be in the beginning? And next one is looking forward. So that's it. That's the entire planner. This is something that I've created with a lot of thought and effort. I hope you liked it, and if you'd like to place an order and purchase this planner, you will find all the details in the description below. It comes with a couple of freebies, which includes 2 sheets of stickers, 1 notebook, and 1 calendar bookmark that you're going to find really useful when you use this undated planner. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like conversations around slow productivity, and if you like stationery and self-growth in general, please subscribe to my channel for similar videos. Thank you so much.